Really, English Dick? Really? That's how we start? I mean, really, English Dick? Really? Is that how we're going to begin today? Jesus, what is wrong with these people? And good morning. It is Morning Mike's here. Brought to you by Steve. Steve feels like a good name for a male enhancement, company, sort of like a I don't know, like ED medication. Steve, remember there was a period there where we were naming radio stations after people? Alice 104 or like Bertha. What is that? Frank FM. I remember we had a Frank FM around here. What's new, Pussycat? Well, there's so much going on here, Mama Roll. I'll tell you that. Good morning to everybody. Just want to give a good morning here. Be kind. No shit, right? Good morning, Billy and Steve. Morning, Mike's chat. There's Christina. We love Christina. Looking great, boys. Feeling good. Feeling good. Still haven't had a sip of the old booze. Interesting. Having dinner tonight with some. Got invited to have dinner with some. Have you ever heard of this series of podcasts out of the UK? Well, the company's out of the UK, but series of podcasts called The Rest Is. The Rest Is History. The Rest Is Politics. The Rest Is Entertainment. They have an umbrella thing. Yeah, so the founders of that are here in town. And a mutual friend reached out and said, we're getting together. So, that'll be interesting. I like to see people moving and a shaking. You know what I mean? Maybe they have some advice for me. Billy, me too. 66 days alcohol-free. There's the JPB. And by the way, you were in a digital detox. Welcome home, honey. Oh, I was really upset about that. I was like, you can detox off everything else but me. Don't leave. We're growing. Oh, yeah, news on Savannah's mom. Okay, that's where we begin. Thanks for launching us in. Here we go. So here's the latest on Savannah Guthrie's missing mother, Nancy, who's 84 years old. There she is. Blood was found in the home. Law enforcement said at this point, investigators believe she was taken from the home against her will, possibly in the middle of the night on Saturday because she missed church on Sunday, and that's what sent Pima County Sheriff's Department over to her house to look, and she wasn't there. There was blood found alongside signs of forced entry in the house. The house is in Catalina Hills, which is north of Tucson. Not immediately confirmed whose blood it was, although later I think one of the Sheriff's Department spokespeople said they have a good idea whose blood it is. Just sick. Police also announced a $2,500 reward for anyone who can provide images, videos, or any kind of details that lead to the abductor's arrest. Anyway, Nancy left her car and cell phone at the scene, according to investigators. The cell phone might help them point in the direction of where she went or where she was just before. Maybe she was followed home from the grocery store or something. Nancy, the biggest concern is that she is mentally sharp, but only somewhat ambulatory. She cannot walk more than 50 yards on her own and is reliant on medication she has to take every day to stay alive. So if she left her phone in her car, obviously everyone's worried that, if they're looking for ransom or something like that, did she have time to grab her medication? Probably not, right? The hunt is a race against time. Because of that, 24 hours could prove fatal, and it's already been 24 hours. So it's unthinkable. As for Savannah, of course, she said on social media, "Thank you for lifting your prayers for our beloved mom, our dearest Nancy, a woman of deep conviction, a good and faithful servant raise your prayers with us and believe us that she will be lifted by them in this very moment. So that's all they know. Savannah's obviously there. She's supposed to do the opening ceremonies of the Olympics on Friday. She's supposed to do the Today Show from Milan Cortina. For 2 weeks. It's always an event. Been with them, done that many times myself with the Today Show crew.
I just can't believe that this is one of those stories I can't believe it's true. Like you're like, wait, adopted a mom of Savannah? Okay. But what was your we talk about the Today Show and how we're open and everything, but what is your relationship with Savannah? I guess I could ask you that off camera too.
Well, I didn't have a lot of interaction with when I was there. I was there I started on the Today Show in Brazil. That was my debut, was at the Olympics in Brazil, which is always so fun. But I didn't, even in Brazil, and then when we got home, I didn't have much interaction with Savannah because she goes on the air at 7 a.m., so she's in hair and makeup at 5 or whatever it is, 5:30, right? And I get there at 7. I arrived at 7 to go on at 9. So I never really crossed over with her, and while I was on the air, she would leave the studio and go up to her office. She was down below, and I was upstairs in that upstairs studio, so I didn't really see her much unless I went by her office. But I had dinner a couple times with a big crew in Rio, and there was a separation between the 7 to 9 people and the 9 to 11 people, right? Sort of the serious people and the fun people. I don't know. It's all the same, really. But I was much closer to Hoda and Kathy Lee. Those were I did my 9 a.m. thing, and then oftentimes joined Hoda at 10 because Kathy was on the was on the Regis schedule of Fridays off. So I did Fridays with Hoda, double duty.
I remember in Brazil we had a great dinner with Hoda. I do remember Hoda always being around.
Yeah, I spent most of my time with Hoda.
Yeah.
Kathy Lee texted me the other day. Look, I love Kathy Lee. She texted me the other day. Hey, how are you? What are you, Kathy used to, parents had an apartment in New York. And at the corner was a very famous restaurant called Neary's, run by an actual leprechaun. Jimmy Neary is an actual living leprechaun. Well, he's not living anymore. He passed away, but he's a New York legend. And he owned Neary's on 57th Street. And Kathy would go all the time. It was a great, great restaurant for like New York political hacks. You know what I mean? The political hack scene. And they would all, but Kathy had a table there, and she was, I ran into Kathy after I had been fired like a year later, and got hammered with her and just pounding her wine. She was pushing her wine on me. I was like, you know what? Let's just get hammered, Kathy.
People are saying that she should come on the show. I think that'd be a fun show. We should have Kathy on the show. You two could tell great stories.
Kathy?
Yeah,
we could get Kathy. I could text her.
I think we should.
Here's the thing about Savannah's mom that is interesting. I don't like to be a conspiracy, peddler, but this was sent to me. This was cited. Sorry. Savannah Guthrie's mom is missing. Her home is described as a crime scene. Here's something. In 2019, Savannah interviewed Virginia Giuffre and 5 other Epstein survivors. The story never came out due to legal and safety concerns at NBC. Is there a connection is what they're at. So in 2019, she conducted a landmark interview with Virginia Giuffre for NBC, one of Jeffrey Epstein's key accusers. It was for a Dateline NBC special called Reckoning. Giuffre recounted her alleged trafficking as a minor to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and figures like Prince Andrew, Ugh. This would be Giuffre's first on-camera interview about these claims. Guthrie also featured 5 other victims and former Palm Beach police chief Michael Reiter, who decried the case as a massive justice system failure. The full article and extended interview footage never aired publicly due to ongoing legal sensitivities. Giuffre's safety concerns amid threats and network decisions to limit exposure during active investigations into Epstein's network. After his death, and Giuffre's mom, and now Savannah's mom, you'd have to think this would be, a deep web of things that I don't even think the most sinister, conspiracy theory leaning people could ever truly believe, right? But it is confusing to like Savannah Guthrie's mom. Like, did anyone else in the area? Has there been is it a high crime area? I'm guessing no. Catalina Hills and north of Tucson probably has a very, very low crime rate. And it is the mother of a very high profile media person. But if that was the case, why 6 years later? Right? Like, why wouldn't that? I don't know. If it was connected to some sort of, I don't think Savannah had plans to come out with anything else. That goes way above her pay grade. That goes up to the legal department, and they decide what they're going to do. And I don't know, but it is a little bit sus. Right? Yeah, send old crazy Candace out there. Wow. Anyway, I didn't know Savannah that well. I really don't know her that well compared to everyone else there. But I cannot imagine her pain right now and fear, especially given the medication information. So, we pray for her. Hey, anything we find out, if we have an alert on, we'll fire away. So, making a turn here. Oh, God. Will the Clintons be speaking today? Well, they have agreed to appear before the House Oversight Committee, and Chairman James Comer, sorry, that's the other guy. Comer, Republican congressman, I think from Kentucky. Their spokesman said they look forward to setting a precedent that applies to everyone. It's not just Bill, it's Bill and Hillary. Poor Hillary. Jesus, she gets dragged into more shit because of Bill. You know what I mean? She's got to be like, dude, I understand. We met in college. We were like intellectual soulmates. We studied together. We loved poli-sci, and we would meet in the library. And okay, occasionally we had a little bit of a romantic bada-bum-bum-bum-bida-bing-bing-ba, but that was only because of the intellectual stimulation. But Jesus, dude, the cost of being your partner is so high. He's always sticking his foot in the wrong place. I think there's a there's a sabotaging mechanism within Bill too. Like underneath it all, he never wanted her to be president too. You know what I mean? Like, how about just one of us was president and it was me? So the House Oversight Committee voted to subpoena the Clintons last August as part of the investigation into Epstein and Ghislaine, the worst name, Ghislaine, whatever it is. I'm just Jizzy Maxwell. The Clintons for months refused to comply with the subpoenas. They were arguing that they were legally invalid and really were an attempt to target Trump's political foes. So James Comer, the chairman of the Oversight Committee, wanted to initiate contempt hearings against Bill Clinton. Clinton has said that he had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes, have never visited the private island, Oh, didn't know that. And ended his association with Epstein 20 years ago, long before he died in 2019. Hillary has said she has no personal knowledge of Epstein or Maxwell's criminal activities. She never flew on the aircraft, never visited the island, and cannot recall ever speaking to Epstein. Can I just say we're not really asking about you? Is it okay to just say, thanks for all that? But it's like nobody's really asking you. I have never, yeah, we know. Again, you're here to sit in the shadow of shame cast by him. Once again, every person has to decide when they have seen or had enough and are ready to fight for this country, its principles, and its people, no matter the consequences, say the Clintons. They wrote that in a January 13th letter to Comer. I like that. This reminds me of David Letterman when he was sleeping with one of the women on his staff, and the boyfriend of the woman, you know, Letterman, by the way, did everything Matt Lauer did, minus the R word, but lots of side action, and he had a loft in his office above. Letterman did everything, but the difference is Letterman got to get out in front of it and say, I will not be extorted by this man right here. And he was somehow elevated. I think it was the same thing that Kevin Hart did. Get out in front of it, and all of a sudden you're the victim. See, cancel culture works on gotcha. If you come out first, it takes all the sting out of it. So, this is what Clinton is doing. We love this country. We're going to get out in front of it. We are going to cooperate with everything that this man is. Now, if you're me, you're asking, how does Trump get away? Like, okay, Clinton has to go in front of the committee, and Peter Attia, the great longevity medical expert who now just signed a deal with CBS. You're wondering why the big 60 Minutes sit down with Norah O'Donnell. Well, it was part of like him coming into the family. He got a contributor's gig at CBS News. Like longevity is a huge space. Barry Weiss stood up for Peter Attia, like signed him, gave him a great gig. And now there's a big battle between Barry Weiss, who runs CBS News, and the Paramount higher ups, the Ellison crew that run the corporation. They're like, dude, you can't have this guy, contributing on CBS News with these emails that he's texting. He texted allegedly to Jeffrey Epstein. I looked at the email. They're talking about food. And he texts, oh, gross. It's like, you know what is low carb? I mean, I'm not going to say it. I draw the line. Anyway, so the Clintons say, there's a time you have to fight for your country, its principles, its people, no matter the consequences. For us, that time is now. So they will go before the committee. After Comer refused and said the Clintons need to appear before the whole committee. Oh, by the way, they said, look, we'll do a 4-hour transcribed questions. We'll do that. And he said, nope, you'll appear before the whole committee. The Clintons tried to negotiate for a 4-hour transcribed interview. Like I said, your client's desire for special treatment is both frustrating and an affront to the American people's desire for transparency. Hey, Comer, shut the hell up with the American people's desire for transparency. You've got to subpoena Trump as well in order to stand on such a lofty moral soapbox like that. Our politics are so effed up. Please, everyone, move to Maine and vote for Jonathan Bush for governor. My brother, please. He is incredibly brilliant, CEO of Athena Health, massive company, and really a man of character. Notice online on social media, all these videos are circulating of George H.W. Bush and Ronald Reagan and some of the great presidents we've had because they were great men of character. Keep them going. Keep them going. God, these people are so deplorable. Ugh. Finally, on Epstein, I read this morning that I love. He was annoying. Can we all agree? The guy just talked a lot. This is Mike Solana from Pirate News, who's a MAGA writer, but he's funny. He said Epstein was annoying. The guy talked a lot. Like, guy emailed people every day about conferences that never happened. Come to my dinner. And literal time travel with old person punctuation and bad grammar in an attempt, I guess, to be a connector of the rich and powerful. You notice it's like the voice note we talked about the other day. I cannot stand people who have no time for correct punctuation and grammar. Everything's lowercase, dots, and no words, like half a word. Oh. This Epstein thing is just, I mean, I said it yesterday. It came out as a flood the zone. 3 million pieces of document, 3 million items in this thing. It's meant to dizzy and confuse. I went crazy on yesterday's Hot Mics about the fact that they put George H.W. Bush in there like he did something on Epstein's island with the boy or something. Like, this is sick, and it is meant to distract you from the real shit that's in there. George H.W. Bush, I will shoot myself in the head with a gun if that is the case. It is not the case. You know it's not the case. It's meant to dizzy and confuse. Now, let's turn to someone who is very handsome. Did he deserve a giant Vogue filleting article that addressed none of his policy disasters? Gavin Newsom, how did you pull this off? Anna Wintour, you love a well-dressed man, don't you? Yes, you do. Look at him. And I'm going to say it, he is handsome. I was on with Sean Hannity last night. And we started with Newsom because he had done a segment before about Gavin Newsom. And I when I came on, I said, Sean, please, you just have to at least give him the hair. And he does have phenomenal power hair. I can't remember who he says in the article. He was kind of a nerd, he said. And then someone taught him how to slick back his hair. It was either like Old Man Getty or Willie Brown. Someone told him to, maybe his father, slick back your hair. And then he started wearing suits to class in high school. That I kind of admire. There's a little flair with that. But anyway, it opens with this article opens with calling Gavin embarrassingly handsome with a Kennedy-esque presence, emphasizing his charisma, his appearance, and media savvy. Democrats, I'm talking to you. Here you go again. Here they go again. They can't help. They're always looking for someone Kennedy-esque. They love the Camelot romance. And what do we get? I mean, why can't we have a very serious person as president of the United States? They love it. It's either identity politics or someone Kennedy-esque. We have Trump 2.0 because of what they did with Biden and then with Kamala. Don't let them do this again. Everybody, we have to get together and make sure we have a stable of high character, intelligent, decent, morally sound people. It's one job, the most powerful person in the world. Our standards cannot be that low. Also in the article, Gavin's reflections on childhood struggles, like living with undiagnosed dyslexia. Oh, my brother had that too. Feeling out of place, he said. Too handsome? A little. everyone else is kind of so ugly. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little out of place here. Trying on costumes of identity, which humanizes him beyond the political persona. In other words, I think that means he could adapt very well, Clinton-esque in his ability to speak to different rooms, right? If he's speaking to unions, he talks, that way. If he can adjust, he's a chameleon, no question. I've interviewed Gavin before. He's got a great personality. He is very handsome. Yeah, and that does matter, honestly. People, the best part about Gavin is he was married to Kimberly Guilfoyle. That's his first wife before Jennifer Siebel, who is stunningly beautiful and a documentarian and a former Republican. Guilfoyle, a former Republican. Jesus, if he can win over Republican women, and he can, every Republican woman in here would definitely make out with Gavin Newsom if he was single. He is good looking, but there's his gorgeous wife, so classy looking, beautiful family. 2 boys, 2 girls, all after he divorced Kimberly Guilfoyle. And they have that it's so crazy, the world famous picture of them at the Getty Mansion on a carpet, on a rug, laid out together, their bodies entwined on the floor. It's a famous photo. Can't remember, was it Vanity Fair? Oh, that's it. Oh, Steve, good for you. What psychopath would agree to this photo? I mean, Kimberly's idea, no question. But then Kimberly Guilfoyle later in her life goes on to be engaged to Don Trump Jr. Like, what is this incestuous world of these people? Oh my God. Anyway, thank God Gavin got out of that and married Jennifer. Her family's from Chicago. Okay, here we go. This just in. Love that. Yeah. Heidi Teresa, you're terrible. You're a very bad girl. He's not gay. No, but I mean, again, he could speak to a pride festival and he's a chameleon. They'd be like, oh, I think he's a little bit gay. And he'd be like, yeah, that's the point. I'm trying to win your vote here. Anyway, the whole article is about, is framing him for a 2028 presidential run. I don't think it's a secret. I mean, the guy's been to Brazil for the climate change conference, to speak out against Trump. And then he was over in Davos at the World Economic Forum. So he's giving me what other governors of what other states are there. The biggest problem he has is we just had Kamala, a failed liberal from California, running for president for the Democrats, and now you're going to have another. He doesn't look failed. He looks very accomplished, but you ask anyone who lives in Los Angeles, they hate him. Who owns a home, they can't stand him. The wildfires are the fault of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. Giant failure. Turn on the water. Thin out the brush. This city is a tinderbox and you did nothing. Homelessness is a disaster. Anyway, none of that was in the article, but he is damn good looking.
Yeah, I think he's good looking, and I think that a lot of the state stuff tends to fall away as we get closer to national elections. Like, we don't like people in the state, but that goes away, and the country sees a well-spoken, handsome man, beautiful family, a Republican wife.
We would have a hot president. Right now we have a hot first lady. I say, Trump, get your fat ass out of the White House. Leave Melania.
Yeah, there you go.
Imagine the two of them. Separate rooms. No, they have separate rooms now, I'm sure. So Melania keeps her suite down the end. Imagine the two of them. We'd be like, that's America. We are a hot country. Trump says, we're a very hot country right now. Things are very hot. We're so hot on the world stage. We're very hot. You're not hot. Although I will say this about Trump. Back in the day, he was. I thought he was a good-looking guy. He had panache. He had, the way he always had a crisp suit. He still does. There's never a wrinkle in the shirt. He looks like success. And you'd go to a party and other people are wearing jeans and whatever. Not Trump, full suit. Deanne, you know what? I might run for something someday because I'm sick and tired of this. Speaking of hot, Steve and I were talking about this. And ladies, we need your help here. Steve's wife, Leticia, right? My girlfriend, Allie, like, they both think Hugh Laurie is hot. We're watching an episode of The Night Manager.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Allie says to me what Leticia says to you. Oh, he is so hot. I'm like,
Yes.
House MD? What are you talking about? The guy that used to walk around with the... Well, that picture's different. Yeah, no. Certain angles. You know, it's his voice. And he plays an international arms dealer named Dickie Roper. Dickie Roper. And he sounds like that, you know, sort of... He growls when he talks. He says, hello there. That's Jonathan Pine. Hello, Pine.
I do think it's interesting that we brought up The Night Manager. We didn't know we were both watching it, and both the ladies are jumping over Hugh Laurie out of nowhere. That's
I'm like, okay, hello. Calm down. That's enough.
Yeah.
All right. Thank God Camilla Marone comes on the screen, and
there you go.
although she's little on the young side, but she's elegant. All right. Go with Hugh Grant, not House. Oh, Hugh Grant. Boy, they're very similar. Yeah. What is this you and Alan Jackson thing right here? Alan, who do you think Alan is? I think a lot of people think Alan is very sexy. Trump is not attractive at all and never was. Clothes don't impress me. Really? How? Oh my God. Look at, whoa, there is a hot factor. Look at this. Woo. Alan, Steve, I got it. Hold on. Let me grab this one. I'm on a hunt here. How about Alan Jackson? He is 0? Oh, wow. I like Schmehar. Hugh Grant is a big meanie. He is. I told you the Hugh Grant story about me and Hugh Grant in London when I was filming. You know, I back in the day, if you had like people you interviewed that you got close to and were friends, I mean, Sarah Jessica Parker, had vibe with her for sure. She was awesome. And so she was like, yeah, you know, they invited me over to promote the movie that she was in with Hugh Grant. I can't even remember the name of the movie, but we rode around on a double-decker bus in London, and I did the interview there. Steve was producing that. We went to a pub afterwards. But you remember what Hugh Grant said to me. We're on the top of the double-decker bus. And I just, you know, he's like gristling as Sarah and I are having fun and giggling about whatever. And I look at him, I go, you don't like me, do you? And he goes, no. I said, Sarah, help. And she goes, Hugh, he's adorable. Stop. He's nice. What are you talking about? And he's like, I don't like him. And I said, well, you know what? We got to fix that. And at the end of the interview, I really want to fix that. We went and had we had beers afterwards, played darts, and sort of bonded a little bit with Hugh. I won him over. I don't know why I desperately felt like I needed to win him over. I like Hugh Grant's acting, but I do find him a little unfortunate looking. Oh, that was so passive aggressive, Sherry. Unfortunate looking? Ooh, nasty. Wow. Okay. This is the latest in crazy, quickly nationalized voting. Oh my God, Trump's call for Republican officials to take over voting procedures in 15 states. He didn't name the states, but he said, I don't know, like 15. Oh, he's got a plan to take over the voting in 15 states. And they're all big blue cities with heavy voting, with heavy numbers. Obviously. He said the Republicans should say, we want to take over. We should take up the Republicans, like he's not one of them. We should take over the voting in at least many, I don't know, 15 places. There it is. Nationalize the voting. Jesus Christ. There is no end. There is no end. The Kennedy Center, by the way, the reconstruction on the Kennedy Center. Here's the bottom line. Trump was so divisive in his first term that all the artists that, you know, a bunch of artists refused to set foot in the Kennedy Center if he were there. The Kennedy Center honors their biggest campus gala that they have went on during his first term only after Trump promised to stay away. It was a slight that he did not forget, and he returned to Washington ready to gut the place. So he ousted the president, Deborah Rutter, who was very popular, and installed the interim former acting director of national intelligence, Rick Grinnell, who had zero experience in the arts, never served on a board of a museum or anything. Just stuck in his guy, replaced the board, the whole thing. The Washington National Opera left, departed, went to an opposing, into a competing auditorium. And then, he put his name on it and the whole thing, and now he's shutting it down for 2 years of reconstruction. And the whole purpose is because nobody's coming. They're not selling any tickets. He can't stand the visual of it being empty and unattended. So he's going to shut it for 2 years because it's in terrible disrepair. And that's why no one's in the building now. Anyway, just calling it like it is. Okay. Who's ready for Jackie G on Instagram? This is fantastic. It's always a day later, the second day of coverage, that we get Jackie G, who, by the way, is hearing impaired, and she is an amazing lip reader. And so she does these posts of what the celebrities are saying when you can only see their lips move at all the different award shows. Fire away. This is the Grammys. Here's Jackie G.
Walk. Nice to meet you. What's this mean? Hold my hand. Hi. You guys are so quiet this year. Beautiful. Love you all. Hi. I'm so happy to see all of you. Sorry, I should have went that way. Do you want me to do a different page? Oh, no, that page. Okay, let's go.
Oh, my God. How is she so good? Her Paris Hilton impersonation is excellent. Hi, how are you? Paris is wonderful. She's a lovely lady. She's grown up, but she's over 40 years old and says like every other word. She's 45 years old. I think the baby voice and the likes, you got to tone them down just a hair, right? You can't imagine Paris Hilton at 85 years old. Like, oh my God, can I have some soup? Can someone hold my teeth? Come on. Okay, we love Jackie G. Now, let's take a look. It's a tradition unlike any other. It is the Westminster Kennel Club, the Westminster Dog Show, getting underway. Let's take a look at some of the top contenders, baby.
These are the 3 favorites here, Bill. So I pulled out because I know.
And let's also keep in mind what celebrities they look like. Okay, here we go.
This is Comet the Shih Tzu.
Holy Shih Tzu.
Favorites.
Comet the Shih Tzu.
Yes.
Who does Comet look like?
The hair.
Who's got a big? Is it Marge Simpson? No. Who's got a big, tall? Wow.
It's got to be someone with Comet.
Comet that's so embarrassing for Comet. Poor Comet.
Let's think about Comet. Another huge favorite going in
Comet
right here.
Oh, that's my favorite.
The Bichon. I love.
That looks like the white fluffy version of Craig Ferguson. What's his name? The guy, the comedian. He's so round with the.
But he's got the pop, like right after you get the hair.
Craig Robinson.
Oh, Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson. White fluffy Craig Robinson.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good.
Oh my God, Erica Jane. Wow, on the first one.
Oh, let's see.
Go back to the Shih Tzu. Erica Jane.
Okay.
Well, Jennifer Coolidge. Yes. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Love that one in there.
Okay, here we go.
And
here's our last favorite. Zeta, the Afghan hound.
Oh, dear.
Tall.
Wow.
Legs.
You don't forget that dog, right?
No.
If memorable.
Dog. These are our 3 favorites, Bill.
Okay. I don't know who that looks like. Jane Lynch.
Oh my God. I was going to say Jane Lynch.
Tall,
really?
right?
I was going to say Jane Lynch.
Tall, statuesque. Oh my God. Well, you can't think of Catherine O'Hara, Best in Show. Always one of my, oh God, rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. My favorite, of course, was Fred Willard.
Oh yeah.
Now that woman looks familiar. Who God, I think I recognized the woman. She slept with everybody. Oh, Jesus. Best in show. We got to watch that again. Oh, my God. Yeah, where has Jane Lynch been? Jane? Are you still out there? Billy Paris is 45? Wow, you can't fix him. Okay, now that.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, she is. She is. Mick Jagger. Okay, that looks like Mick Jagger. Oh, my God. I do love Afghan. Looks like Jeff Goldblum.
That's kind of true. That's a good.
This is crazy. Melania had any choice of director, and she chose her good friend with Epstein, Brett Ratner, who's all over the Epstein files with a young girl. By the way, Piers Morgan interviewed Brett Ratner last night and said, there's this famous photo of you on a couch with Jeffrey Epstein like 20 years ago, and you're all over this girl. Ratner with an amazing answer. That was my fiance at the time. And he was like, what was her name? And he's like, well, I'm married to her now. He goes, no, she's my fiance then. Well, what was her name? Because she doesn't want me to say. I got to keep that quiet. She likes privacy. And, but that's a big answer and probably provable if he's wrong. So, I think score one for Brett Ratner in that case. One.
Bill, can we revisit yesterday? It is Olympic week. Well, we had an Olympic moment here yesterday with you trying to describe the Norwegian, one of the great Olympic scandals, because we did unearth some other video of someone equal to you. But
we just want to laugh.
We just want to laugh.
File this under. We just want to laugh.
This is us yesterday, just to reset the stage.
No. We fire away. Know that the curse of the Irish. Now, when the Jamaican ski jumping team comes in and says, I knew that you were gonna.
I knew it was coming. Like
they said, "What did you sneak? Did you sneak a bobsled in that? Did you sneak a bobsled in that suit?" Oh, I had to do it.
It keeps going.
I had to do it. You didn't have to do it.
I was just trying to figure out if when
grow up.
Grow up.
Grow up.
You had to do it.
Not I had to do it. It was a dead giveaway.
That's my favorite. Wait, you get here and then you lose it all over again.
Okay. All right. Hair, makeup. Oh yeah. Forgot. Citizen journalist. Don't have it. I think that just killed me. I don't know. I needed it. Oh my God. Okay. Don't you love it when it comes back? When it comes back. And it came back so hard, it just grabs you again.
All the guys said.
This is why we.
This
is what life is about. We need more laughter like that.
Listen the third time.
I'm so sorry that mine is based on such childish stuff, but I can't help it. I'm like.
Anyway, Bill, that sets us up for something.
This is crazy. Steve and I, it's like, I guess, women who, have their. They have that time of the month at the same time if they're in close. Yes. Steve and I our algorithms are married, I guess.
I think they are, for real.
Because you got the same video as I got, and I sent it to you, and you sent it to me. Like, this is funny, and I don't know if you've seen this on Instagram, but it is a riot. Oh my God!
Received an urgent message from police. They're looking for a missing dad.
The girl only had a drawing of her father. She didn't have a photo, just this drawing of her. Her father.
Have an update from police.
Officers have now located the father just moments ago.
I want this. I just want it full. Can you start it over? Sorry. Yeah, it's too small in the screen. I want to see it.
Hold on. We're going to go full screen from the top. It's worth it, the payoff. Here we go.
Yeah. Take it.
Received an
Take it
urgent
big.
message from police. They're looking for a missing dad.
The girl only had a drawing of her father. She didn't have a photo, just this drawing of her her father.
Have an update from police.
Officers have now located the father just moments ago.
It really-
Here goes the guy. He's gone.
Let's just police.
Officers have now located the father just moments ago.
It really- Let's just
Oh, the guy is under the desk. He's destroyed.
Now located the father just moments ago.
It really-
There's nothing funnier than the sound of a chair crashing and it's off camera. Oh my God. The little girl, she's so cute. She drew her daddy. She's like, no, this is him. They're like, oh, thank you, little girl. How come? That's so sweet. Thank you. We'll go find your daddy. And then they look over and see the guy and they're like, oh shit, that's him. Oh my God. I had to do it. She had to do it. He had to do it. Pickle Queen is in the house. Oh my God. Okay, folks, please go to the grocery store, get up out of your sweats and move to the grocery store. 900 DoorDash users shared their spending habits with the New York Times. The results were bleak. One data worker said she spends $12,000 a year on DoorDash, roughly a quarter of her income. Okay, I do this occasionally. Another respondent said he's driving for DoorDash to help pay off his previous DoorDashes. Twitter predictably had a field day. One of the most popular posts put it plainly. If you make less than six figures and are spending $10,000 on DoorDash, you are making a bad decision. This is crazy, but 1/3 of Americans are getting food delivered at least once a week. It does have a certain appeal after decades of the last single income family, that could afford live-in servants. But this is also one of those rare instances where public shaming is actually productive. Like sometimes you just need to put on some rigid pants, roll up your little, potato self into the nearest grocery store. I mean, that's crazy. You know what I find with DoorDashes and Uber Eats is my daughter at college constantly hitting me. I'm like, she thinks I don't see the
And they're digging through.
ding, Uber Eats again. I'm like, what the hell? I give you money every month. Go drag your ass to the grocery store. You have a kitchen in your apartment with the other 5 girls. And you're a great little cook. I know. But Dad, don't you want me to study? And I'm trying to get good grades. I'm working really hard. Okay, you got me. I lose these debates. Always, Amazon Prime delivers sushi. I'm not sure I want sushi from Amazon Prime. I'm not sure that's what I want. I don't know. Oh, that's so cute. English dick. What the hell is DoorDash? You have it over there. It's food delivery. You can get I want 6 Jersey Mike subs. DoorDash brings it to you. Or Uber Eats. Matthew McConaughey's been telling us to do it. Postmates, that's another big one, right? English dick. Yeah, I don't know if they're, look at this. They may be spitting in your food. No, they're not doing that. Of course, my girls have me pegged. They know what they're, But the 2 older ones don't do it. It's just the little one who's in college, And she just keeps leveraging, that she's, working very hard and studying. So she needs all these things. And also, it's not just Uber Eats, but the Uber itself, she's a young woman. And if she's out drinking at a party or whatever, not only do I let her Uber, I think I've told you this, I let her Uber Black. I don't know why. I feel like the fancier, expensive Uber is safer. right? These guys a lot of them are working for transportation companies, and so they do this on the side. I don't know. But she's not getting in some beat up old Pinto, to come home after boozing. You know what I'm saying? And never, I said, never open a water bottle in the back of an Uber thing or anything like that. These sick and depraved people out there, you don't know if one of them is with you. So, don't touch anything in there. And fake call me. That's what I say. All right. So, Steve, what a wonderful little session with such beautiful people. Beautiful, beautiful people. Oh, I don't know. What the final thought here. We got to laugh. What did we learn today? We got to laugh. This world is getting crazier. I want to go back to the 80s. Is that wrong? 90s. I don't know. There's so much madness. I don't want to be negative, or because I believe in the future in a big way. But we've got to pick our leadership better. I can't believe what's happened to the rule of law and to bipartisanship. Everyone vociferously blaming the other side. You know what I mean? This is just unacceptable. And so much grift. So much looking the other way. I don't know. So anyway, keep the laughing videos coming. The weird looking dogs. I don't care. Hot Hugh Laurie. Thank you, Hugh, for your hotness today.
Received an urgent message from police. They're looking for a missing dad.
The girl only had a drawing of her father. She didn't have a photo, just this drawing of her father.
Have an update from police.
Officers have now located the father just moments ago.
I'm dead, right? As the kids would say on a text, I'm dead. Prayers for Savannah Guthrie.